Now, if you couldn't tell by my various ramblings about it, I live in America, and America is a shithole. This is probably one of the worst countries in the entire world. It is a third world country wearing a Gucci belt, right? Everything you've ever heard about America being the land of the free, where dreams come true, is all propaganda. It's all bullshit. It's all bullshit, and it's bad for you, to quote the great George Carlin. And one of the worst things about America is our healthcare system is absolutely dog shit. It's one of the worst healthcare systems you've ever heard of in your life. You can literally die in crippling debt because you got sick or you got in a car accident or whatever the case may be. Now, legally, because this brings up every fucking time, legally, they have to take care of you. Right now, I have something like $15,000 in America in healthcare debt. And if I showed up to a hospital, they have to legally see me and take care of me. But they will tack on another $3,000 for the bill. Last year, I had a rash that was forming around my neck and around my pelvic area. And so I went to the doctor because the rash wouldn't go away. I went to the hospital. And this is exactly how the visit went. I showed up at the hospital. I was there for like 35 minutes. The doctor came in, looked at this rash, said it's an allergic reaction, prescribed me prescription strength Benadryl, gave me 2 pills, and sent my ass home. I was in and out in a fucking hour. You know how much they charged me for that? $4,000. When I got diagnosed with diabetes, I went up to the doctor because my area had been itching, right? It was a really weird kind of itch, right? So my area would start itching, and then I would have to like beat off to scratch the itch because it wasn't like on the outside, it was on the inside. And I hadn't had sex. I haven't had sex in over like half a decade, right? So I knew that it couldn't be an STD. And so when I went up there, they went down and they looked at my area, and apparently I had a yeast infection that was caused by excess sugar. I didn't know that was a thing, right? So they had to give me antibiotics and everything. But the point is that I was there for 2 hours. They had me piss in a cup. They said, you've got a blood sugar level of 300. You're diabetic. They sent my ass home and they charged me $6,700. That's the kind of shit you have to deal with in America. And I am not paying those medical bills on principle. But one of the things I really hate about American healthcare is that it's so shit, and doctors basically don't get paid, right? Like they get paid, obviously, from insurance companies and things, but because doctors are in such a hurry to push as many people out as possible because they get paid basically by the patient, they are completely and utterly incompetent in like several places. So back in December or January, my mom slipped and fell on some ice. And she slipped, she fell, she hit her tailbone, and it hurt, obviously. A couple days later, she realizes her back is still hurting, so she goes to the doctor. She tells the doctor she slipped and fell on her tailbone, and that she is still in a lot of pain. So the doctor responded accordingly by pumping her ass full of painkillers and sending her home before billing her medical insurance, because my mom is on disability. So, over the next few months, my mom enters this continuous cycle of running out of painkillers, having to go to the hospital because of her back, them not doing anything, not a CAT scan, not an MRI, not an X-ray. They don't even like reach down and tap her back a couple times to see if they could hear something breaking or whatever, right? They literally will not do shit, but pump her full of painkillers and send her ass home. Finally, she gets a CAT scan. She gets a CAT scan and they go, wow, you have a compound fracture. We need to get an MRI done. It takes the insurance company, which is Medicare, by the way, 3 times before they'll improve a MRI for a fucking compound fracture. I do not understand for even the slightest fucking moment how the fuck it is legal for an insurance company that does not have doctors, by the way, to look at a doctor's order and go, no, and fucking deny the shit. So finally, she gets a second CAT scan, which is the second CAT scan that tells them to do the fucking MRI. She gets the MRI done, and then they call her up and they go, okay, we don't want to do the surgery. She says, what the fuck you mean? The doctor that was supposed to do it is like, nah, I don't want to do it. Fuck you. And so he sends her off to someone else. Finally, she finds a doctor who's willing to do the surgery. She gets it all scheduled, and she wakes my ass up at 8:30 in the morning to bring her to this appointment. We're in the office for 3.5 hours. We get called into the back, and they go, your insurance denied the pre-authorization. What? So it turns out that before they can even perform the surgery that will fix a compound fracture that they should have noticed 6 fucking months ago, they refuse to do so until the fucking insurance company decides that the bone that is literally fractured in half, it needs to be fixed. So she calls her insurance company. And she goes, why did the pre-authorization get denied? And the insurance company looks. They state plainly, deadpan, we weren't sure you needed it.